For Biafra must be restored, for there is nothing the enemies can do about it. We have come that the will of the Most High may prevail. Radio Biafra is unorthodox. The way we do things are markedly different from how others do it. We are under divine instruction. We have come that IKECHUKWU may take control of these very proceedings this evening, for we are nothing without him. O Elohim, unto thee we repose all that we are. Do not allow your children, IPOB, to be put to shame. Do not allow us to be devoured by the hands of the wicked. Do not allow us, O mighty one, to fall prey to those who do not know thee. You will deliver us, not because we are righteous, but because of your mercy. Hear our cry and our supplication. We are not armed. We have not killed anyone. We have not jailed anyone. We have not done anything at all to warrant the level of destruction and carnage being visited upon your children. The same way Israel suffered, so is Biafra suffering today. And if you, Elohim, can deliver Israel, so will you deliver Biafra. That is our hope. That is our anchor of everything that we hold dear as a race and as a people. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech thee, Elohim, because we are wandering all over the world, hoping against every hope that things will turn around for the better. It has never turned around for the better. Instead, it is getting worse. Please do not abandon your children. You have given us a commission, and we must accomplish it in our lifetime. We have come to honor your holy name. We have come to praise thee. We have come to honor thee, that your name may be glorified, adored, and praised forever and ever. Ise. I welcome each and every one of you, wherever you are all over the world. And I ask
good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on your time zone, fellow Biafrans across the globe. I welcome you once again on this wonderful platform, the critical analysis coming out to you through the auspices of Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Today is the 27th day in 2023, the year of our Lord, and it's approximately 9 minutes on top of the hour wherever you are watching us from. This evening, I have to introduce myself before I proceed. My name is Mazi Umeh. I reside here in the United Kingdom. I am a principal servant of indigenous people of Biafra, the humble servant, and those that believed in the core value of IPOB. For some of you that knows me, I still remember Mazi Umeh, nothing changed. And this evening, it's been a while, but I must tell you that IKECHUKWU, that's sitting upon the throne, has ordained this struggle. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains the only elephant in the room that we all must worry about. This evening, before I proceed, my monologue this evening is about the evil men that have circled within the IPOB. But I want to assure you one thing this evening. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a spirit. For some of you that join IPOB, knowing why you join IPOB. Before Onyendu was renditioned, he did a program and ordered IPOB. He requested that we watch the enemy at the gate. Tells me that my leader, Mazi Onyendu, knows what was going to happen. 2015, he knew he was going to be arrested. He took that bet and he went home. That was what brought IPOB where we are today. For him to be where he is today, he knew that Biafra is going to be restored in our lifetime. And he said, and I'll quote, 30 years project for Biafra to be restored. So this evening, I want you fellow Biafrans to open your mind. Frontal robe. This frontal robe is only to have cried overnight, and our First Lady have always retreated about it as well. And tonight I will indulge you to reactivate or activate your frontal robe because it will help you to understand the time we are in. The time we are in is that time, the appointed time has come. And I want all you to know that what we are doing is more spiritual than physical. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains the only elephant. Any other thing is inconsequential. So for us, we leave. Now, Chike Doziem and his cohort, these are evil men. Let me tell you something. Some of you does not know what is going on in IPOB. I have to take my point of reference this evening from Mazi Uchemofo. I will give him Mazi. He deserves that name. I will give Uchemofo Mazi Uchemofo. I, George Umeh, I will give it, and I will stand to anybody that want to debate about this. You can come out and challenge me or quote me anywhere in life, any country in the world. What they call, anything that happened, they have official inquiry. There must be an inquiry. Where we are today, we didn't know that vultures have circled IPOB. Chike Doziem was the worst thing that have happened to IPOB and his cohorts. These men have come to destroy IPOB. China Sanworu, I don't mention his name because he is the most, when we talk about the Jubri, China Sanworu is lower than an animal, so far as George Umeh is concerned. But tonight, I want to say one thing here, because we have to go back from where all this started. From basics, we have to tonight. Tonight's program is going to be a marathon. Onyendu have held 8 hours program straight. It's going to be a marathon. I want to unveil some things that will marvel you. Now, Chike Doziem and his cohort, the enemy at gate. The chronicle of a saboteur, Chike Doziem and his cohorts. Woe betide you guys. For you daring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If Okike leave it, if Chukwukabiama calls Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, none of your generation will see the light of the day because you guys have soiled your hands. Tonight, a lot has happened, but I will start from the beginning. There's a fraudulent memo that was issued. Every single thing I'm going to do tonight is going to be detailed. Because in this particular program, critical analysis, that's what is critical. We are not beating about the bush. It requires extensive, when I say journalist, when you become a journalist, you have to be investigative journalism. And IPOB, when they say you believe everything is organically, those that we are born with it is what we are looking for. I will give it to you tonight. But firstly, I will indulge you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remained the only elephant in the room. Governor Soludo requested that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release unconditionally. And if the zoo cannot do it, let them release him to his own people. And on top of that, he said, release it to me because Soludo is a governor of a state. He's immune. And people said that Soludo have said it. He have said something that shouldn't be said. Let me shock you. Do you know why? Because Ifeanyi Ejiofor was the evil man between Soludo and IPOB. The question you need to ask yourself, why didn't Soludo become an issue when he said IPOB come out emphatically and said that they are not part of this evil, all this gang in Biafra land? Why didn't I hear anybody questioning Soludo? It was when Soludo knew that this man cannot deliver. Because there has been a lot going behind the scene, me and you don't know. But if you see Soludo come out and tell you that if we want everlasting peace in the southeast, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be on that table, nobody else, because they have promised him they were going to deliver to him. What is happening today is not what is seen. Like I said, once Onion is locked up in DSS dungeon, the Ejiofor will blossom. I repeat this word again. Now, I will play the video, the second interview he held in channel television, stating emphatically what he wanted, even telling them that he wanted that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should be released and be in governor's lodge whenever they want him to present him, because they have go back and forth, find out he cannot control what is happening in our land now. Do you know why? Because it's gone out of the hands of Onyendu is not here. And the people that fermented all this problem, I will tell you, I will start from the day this problem started in this program. Chike Doziemo and the mad dog that lives in desert, nobody knows who this man is, was the people that turned Biafra land into a bloodbath. And I saw what he wrote today. You see, people like us don't come out and talk. We are the gatekeepers. We talk when necessary because we knew what was happening. I'm not into saga. None of all these idiots, put them together. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, when I debate you, your wife will abandon you instantly. Tonight, I will give it to you. Because I won't, the elephant in the room requires only my attention. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as we hear, the DSS has been refusing him his medication and whatnot, but not China Sanworu to tell us that. China Sanworu want our leader dead. You see China Sanworu? China Sanworu want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead today or tomorrow. Quote me anywhere. China Sanworu, if that guy is a human being, he want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead tonight. Whatever he saw, he wrote. I'm not going to bring that garbage up. Because you know why? It's quite inconsequential. China, like I said this thing before, go and listen to whatever I said before. Whatever China Sanworu said is his witches or something he has been doing. China Sanworu want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead. We know what the DSS is doing. If you want to know how our leader is faring, go to Meme's wall in Facebook and saw what he wrote there. I'm not going to bring it up tonight because there's so many to talk about. But the only information I will give you, if you know how our leader is faring tonight, go to Meme, which is Fine Boy, and found out what is written in his wall on Facebook. Tells you all you need to know about our leader. All this substitute and all this propaganda of China Sanworu is coming to Radio Biafra tomorrow to come and rant. He has got nothing to offer. He's a riffraff. Somebody that cannot show, a cowardice that cannot show his face. He claiming you are commanding a rat. He turned Biafra land into a bloodbath. You people will answer. You see, I've told you, you must go and find out what Kate Chastello into prison in United Kingdom. You guys will not get away with this because people like us are alive. I witnessed what happened in Sierra Leone. And I knew what they did. People, Biafra war was the only war. After the end of that war, there was, even the refugees never come back. Because our people were docile. Not on our watch. China Sanworu and Chike Doziem and all this gang of criminals that all of you, because you know what? There's no word to, to identify you guys. If some of us understand what these people are doing in IPOB, you will marvel. And I will tell you tonight, majority of you on social media are ranting. Some of you are looking for paper. Some of you are the ones that have been inducing with money. You don't know nothing about IPOB. That's why when you go to look for a job, they will ask you for your experience. Where have you worked before? Have you served in IPOB as a volunteer, principal officer? Spend your hard-earned money with your own time. I live in the United Kingdom. Time is money, and I know what I do. I don't need to blow the horn on telling you. I never worked for anybody in my life. People like us, we have flied high and stay where we are today because we want to be where we are. So what I'm saying tonight is very simple. Firstly, I'm going to play Soludo's voice. What he said in channel television. You reiterate what he's saying in channel television. AG4, if I knew AG4, is an evil man. I grew up in Idemili. I know Orifte very well. I know of Orifte very, very, very well. You know who my father is. People like us, my father is a very honorable man. There's some people, they are blemish in life. Money doesn't move us. Even if I don't have food to eat, I don't need it from you. Because IKECHUKWU will provide. That is why I'm urging some of you, before you talk or you want to take sizes, IPOB have code of conduct, and I'll upload some of them tonight to show you, because here we don't mess about, we don't play around. One thing is certain, at the end of this journey, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out gloriously, and IPOB, Biafra must be restored. China Sanworu is wishing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead. I'm telling majority of you, tonight, I've said this before, China Sanworu, if he's a human being, before he came out and admitted that Onyendu suspended into Chikedosium, I've said that this guy have a pathological hatred where Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is. And let me shock some of you tonight. That's why I've said something. It's why he came to Radio Biafra for the first time. The references was making about how you behave when someone that trusts you are not there. Let me tell you something. In life, it does not matter what a man did to you. When that man is not around, is not present, the last thing he will do is take a stroke in his own immediate family or immediate family. What some of you do not know, that jumping up and down like an antelope on social media, talking unguardedly for one thing. Some people that have getting 5 years visa, I tell you one thing, any one of you that join IPOB because of you are seeking asylum. The word I told one of my brother in United Kingdom, and the guy was pure, I told him, you're sitting on top of a blob of our people. None of you will get away with this. You will get the first 5 years, maybe you won't end up with it. But even if you end up with it, that blood will haunt your generation from generation to generation. Go and mark it somewhere. And some of you that have collected money, and one Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to actually died in prison. China Sanworu now is the one writing memo and putting his name down to tell you that they have lost sight. These are a bunch of morons. That's some riffraffs. Looking at them, some of them, I think that's something. Frontal rope is the fundamental destruction of average black man, especially those from Africa. And tons, and a typical Igbo man thinks he knows it all. But anywhere you go, you see the loudest person. That's the weakest point. We are the weakest of the weakest, because even the Fulani, I'm not saying Hausa, there's a difference between Hausa and Fulani. Hausa people are very good people and very educated people. I say Fulanis are, because if they could rule you 7 years after your brother died, but they kept it secret. Onyendu, 2 months, 1 month before Onyendu has issue, Chikedosium answer question we never hand that answer to. Chikedosium, I warned you people, but you people kept deaf ears. Now, I'm going to take it one after another, step by step. Soludo's voice is what I'm going to play. The second time Soludo have just said it. And when a man speaks, look at the body language. Do you know why? Soludo know that it is a bunch of clowns. And for you to see a Jofo to counter that particular, plead for our leader to be released because Soludo have found out that, including all of them, none of them can do anything. As far as Mazi Nnamdi is in DSS dungeon, there's majority of people you cannot control anymore. There's Mazi Nnamdi secret followers, even IPOB cannot control. They know that Mazi Nnamdi is the golden egg Biafrans at large have. And he chose to sacrifice his two parents with his family that you guys are using today to do, toss like a football. But do you know why? They decided to do it. They were a humble family. They were choosing for this particular journey. That is why they are taking it. They're not taking it because they wouldn't turn back and say, to hell with all of you. They're doing it because GateKeepers is mandated from heaven. Onyendu said when the first time he went to Israel to pray, that voice came. He ignored it. Second time he said, but one thing he must do, never you lie. Onyendu said he will sacrifice in the front of our Ibek in that particular loyal family. I remember the day, if we go back, we'll find it. Onyendu said it. The two parents was there, the wife was there. He said, I will sacrifice my two parents, including my wife and my kids. The goosebump that caught me that day, I said, is this man a human being? But my instinct never failed me. Told me who has done so. All his brothers, Kanu left Germany and went home. His wife left and went home. Fine boy is there. And you guys have the temerity. Mazi Nnamdi is locked up in DSS dungeon. The only thing you guys do is Mazi Nnamdi's family. And somebody will be writing that DSS have given Mazi Nnamdi poison. What other poison do you want them to give Mazi Nnamdi? Well, you already told them that Mazi Nnamdi is powerless. So how do you explain that? Chikedozie said we will almost push across that Onyendu is in charge. But ignore Onyendu's instruction. So we think DSS doesn't listen to you or what he gossip in Biafra or what he say, or you guys are not involved with DSS. Now I'm beginning to suspect that what people say, anytime you hear rumor, because then we are not sure. But everything now people were saying before is not clear. Even when they accuse Chikedozie going back home. Because Tony's Rumike, we couldn't have known that Tony's Rumike went back home and married. If not because of the secret audio that he did. That means that Chikedozie actually went home and went and bought houses. These are facts. Because people knows them. This was confirmed. And then the only leeway he said, fine boy. He called fine boy. He didn't say Kanu Takano. He fine boy and put it in video. That would be, I know somebody know who China Sanwo is. It's not it's because he's a coward dies. This guy is lower than animal. He's he's nobody. This is actually the guy that probably if they say somebody sold Onyendu, but I know Mazi Nnamdi is not really concerned about who sold him. Because if anyone to come out tonight, he'll come out. One thing I want to tell you tonight is that the chronicle of a saboteur Chikedozie, aka the enemy at the gate. And I will indulge you tonight. Go and watch Enemy at the Gate. Understand? Double standard. You see what happened in our former account and Umeh account. I will give you the history of Umeh account today. And what happened in our account. Like I said, I don't just come out here and yap. We are too civilized and too sophisticated to be making gesture of ourselves. Because we know why we join IPOB. I have something to do. My time is very precious to me. But I forfeit for everything. My kid is not even around. He won't hear any noise in this house. Because I love my country. And it's a sacrifice I have to give because many people have given their life. Including Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's two parents died. And 28 men fall on 14 September 2017, including Jack. And this man decided to ridicule Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. My God, GateKeepers. If you leave it, he must arise. Tonight, I want to play Soludo's voice. The reason why I'm playing all these things is because you have to put me right. Like I said, we will be dealing with their own issues. We have never gone into things we know. I dare you. Some of you today are doing what you do because you want to become a principal officer. I don't know why. You need to show me your receipt you've been paying before. Because people like us, we put in, we don't take. We came to restore Biafra. We are not here to take from Biafrans. We are here to restore our dear nation. That is why I joined IPOB. And that is why Mazi Nnamdi left everything he was doing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is an educated man. He was an educated man. He's an orator. If Mazi decided to come out and even is only opening his mouth is millions of dollars. And some of you have the temerity. Infantry, riffraffs, hiding under IPOB to be a little petit 419 or Ibu Alaji, very old Ekai people. The way they talk and what they do tells you all you need to know. Thank you, my wonderful people of Biafra. I want you to pay attention because tonight's program is going to be a landmark because there's a lot of information in this program. Now, Soludo must speak and listen to what he said and be passionate. Call him to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And these men are opposing it. What does that tell you? If you don't have any politician in the so-called Eastern region, which is Biafra land, supporting what we are doing, that means we're not going to get any support from any country in the world. Mark it somewhere. And what we are doing is political because we've gone beyond being myopic. The fact is that we are looking to restore Biafra and it must be in democratic setting. That is why Onyindi requested that they should give us a date for referendum. Meaning being that our kit and kin must join us in what we do. This is not a joke. Listen to this. This is Governor Chukwuma Soludo reiterating again what he said before. He was attacked by some hoodlums.
Alpha Power Media International.
Question. You made a public request for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. And there was a response from the Attorney General in an interview to an online newspaper where he said there hasn't been any official request made from you for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. You said publicly that you are ready to be a surety for Nnamdi Kanu. Now, are you willing to make that official and official request for the release of Nnamdi Kanu, or have you done so?
He will receive that letter in a few days' time. And I'm very serious about this. And because it's not just something personal. It's not Chukwuma, Charles, Soludo. It's not about me or governance. It's about the life, security, and prosperity of the entire Southeast. See, we need to be serious and get into this conversation. We want this election to go peacefully in the Southeast. We want everybody to participate. We want peace and security to return. We want long-term transformation of this place for us to become very secure and prosperous component of Nigeria. But you need all the stakeholders around the table. Now I thank the President for his assistance to the security agencies with what they call the kinetic approach. You know, the force, the shooting, the military, all the armed forces, security forces. They have been doing a great job in helping us. But we need to bring this thing to a sustainable conclusion. We need to discuss this security in a way and manner that brings, you can see the end. We don't want, you can't continue to shooting is one way of solving it. The non-kinetic approach is what would also complement this. And we want this thing to be fast-tracked in a manner to bring it to a close. For example, in Anambra here, we're doing all kinds of things with the youths, employing youths and getting them engaged, training thousands of youths and to be dispensing resources to them. Very quickly, part of this non-kinetic approach, we've instituted a commission of inquiry to be able to unravel the remote and the immediate causes of the insecurity and the agitations in the Southeast. But these are not enough. There is someone who is critical in this conversation. We need him around the table. For us to, because we also believe, since it's, coming from this part of the country, they hear things we hear about their agitations, tell us that they're also concerned about the prosperity of the Southeast. But we can't have sustainable prosperity if we don't have sustainable security. And to have that sustainable security, we need the critical forces around the table. And that's why I will continue to push on this, and I want to believe that other leaders on the Southeast.
The reason why I play this audio is to clarify something here. That somebody, what we have been clamoring for a very long time, that our allies and the governors are not speaking, and some people are saying because he was in the campaign ground, that is the appropriate place actually to mention Onyendu's name in the hearing of every single person. It could be more political when he done it through the close, behind curtains or behind doors, but he came out publicly and proclaimed that. He has went back to say, to reiterate what he have said before. And it is very obvious that every Ashandri must understand that it's not political, that he meant every syllable that come out of his mouth. But the problem we have here is those that want Mazi Nnamdi dead are not comfortable with what he has said. He was given an option. Tonight, I want every single Biafran to ignore whatever Chinasa Nworu is writing. Chinasa Nworu actually want Mazi Nnamdi dead. That's all I have to tell you. So, clarification of IKECHUKWU Soludo, an attack that comes from some charlatans, so-called media worms, and these are wretched individuals that don't even know their left from their right. Their frontal lobe is not working, and they get entangled with things that are not real. Tonight, there's two things I want to do. There was an illegal memo that was written from Germany. These are a spell criminal that came to United Kingdom and violated the fundamental right of IPOB. When IPOB, I'm going to read that on our code of conduct. As an IPOB member, not alone to be a national coordinator in a country. Onyendu said, and I quote, every national coordinator represents Mazi Nnamdi in every country. Because Chikedozion was the person that bastardized it and not jumping up and down because you want to achieve a particular agenda to destroy IPOB within. Those that wasn't buying into their cabalism, that the people they tag, people being insubordinate. But I want to show you something tonight. Before I will put the fraudulent memo and what has written on it, I want to play a video of this guy where he was in United Kingdom, and I will tell you the implication of what he did in United Kingdom and the reason why probably that is why the highest commander of IPOB expelled him, not even suspend. It was expelled from IPOB, indefinitely expelled from IPOB. Collins Chinedu came to United Kingdom. It was overwhelmed with the cabal, and he doesn't understand how the system functions in UK. That where he was a center of attraction in United Kingdom, a tourist spot in United Kingdom, which is Trafalgar Square. That is where everybody, side attraction, close to Westminster, that same road take you to Westminster, take you to Buckingham Palace is there. That is the center of UK in London here. That guy was there, mouthing like a mad dog, attack a fellow IPOB member that came. Even your worst enemy, the last thing you must do is to touch them or talk to them in public setting. Even in a meeting. It's written in our code of conduct verbatim. Not in this country that we live. You might have a different law in Germany, but in UK here, there's a different law here. You have got no right. Even when somebody walked into your private property in the United Kingdom, you don't take laws into your hand. You must consult the authority. It's not America that you shot somebody, you go to prison. You finish. Now, I want to play Collins Chinedu's, what I'm gonna use on this. But let me play this first before I will go on to his issue. You know, because at the end of the day, it is very, very important that we prove what we are doing before we start it.
International.
Yesterday now, and the Biafran security guys have removed him. He have walked away. He has walked away. So these are the infiltrators, the ones that the enemy. Yes.
Mazi, I want to meet him. I'm suspending Kanu. Let hell fall. No, national damage. I will suspend Kanu because I want to under my own instruction to jam. Let's stop this thing. Kanu is a state government. Why would we give Kanu this power in the Messiah?
Anyway, he's not going to disrupt our. He's not going to disrupt our 1 million man march today. He's nobody. He's not the Biafrans are watching all over the world. He's the guy they called Jimado.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
This is supposedly a national coordinator of a country, which is Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Then I hope you guys heard what he said. Because it's very, very imperative that we all understand what has happened and all this conspiracy theory that's going on right now, why it's going on within IPOB. This is Chinedu Collins. Was in UK and they actually attacked Ezejimade. And the so-called deputy European rep Isaiah was the person that recorded this amateur video and made it available to public. And this is a very degrading for IPOB family members around the world. So I just want to let us know that Chinedu Collins has been expelled from IPOB by the highest command of IPOB, which is Mazi, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. Anybody dealing with that guy is actually sitting on, you're not gonna call this, he's not in subordination anymore within our architect, the way IPOB is structured. So, but you actually now being under treason by dealing with Collins. And most importantly, I want to point out here is that he has not handed over properties that were given to him as an IPOB properties. He still withheld them. And even going extra mile, because the Cabal has held bent. So now I want to show you in our code of conduct what they just did and where our code of conduct prohibited within IPOB. Like I said, tonight's program is going to be a different one. I just played Chinedu Collins. His exhibition in United Kingdom is absurd. I want to take you to our code of conduct and show you where he was stated. Such thing is not tolerated in IPOB. So just bear with me a minute. because I want to get this right. So I want to take you to where this is prohibited. Within our code of conduct. I need to get another code of conduct to where I mark this up, because it's been marked up and I have to get the right one. I have to get the right one. I have to get the right code of conduct. I have to get the right one. Give me a second. Just give me a sec. I just need to get the code of conduct, the right one that I want to use for this particular. It's a bit tedious sometimes, but I have to get through it. So the code of conduct I want to use was marked up actually, and I just want to make sure that I have the right thing, but I don't know why it's not coming up. So I had it marked up. Okay, let me just go back a bit. It's not what I want. I don't know why this is coming up. Don't know why this is coming up. This is not what I want. I don't know why it's coming up. Okay, but at the same time, I can read it out for you here. I did mark it up, but if you come to the section B, general rules of IPOB, if you're looking at it on our code of conduct on I and double I, it said all IPOB family must maintain decorum of all at all IPOB events, be in IPOB family meeting or IPOB larry. No IPOB family member shall engage in physical scuffle or fight or any form of destructive behavior during IPOB meeting or event. I just needed to make this clear to understand where Collins actually failed himself. And it's very, very important that people understand exactly why all this is being the way it's at this point in time. This is where Collins broke IPOB code of conduct by the subsection B general rules. You do not lay your hands on anybody, on even verbally or scuffles within IPOB family members. It is there verbatim. So that is where this Collins of a guy actually violated the code of conduct of IPOB. So this is why I want to make sure that whatever I've said tonight is going to be itemized. I'm going to pull up the code of conduct where I've actually highlighted everything properly. Now, this is just for Collins, but what I'm calling tonight on IPOB members in Germany, you guys must stand up against this tyranny and all this cabal. Chike Doziem, the Chronicle itself, and the enemy at the gate with his cohorts have come to destroy IPOB within. The level they are going right now, majority of you, we're gonna making some things public soon because a lot of it's going on behind the scene. Chike Doziem and his cohort, what they have planned, they don't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to come out alive. That is why you could see the vicious attack they have, unleashed on Governor Chukwuma Soludo. Now, I just want everybody. A lot of people have probably seen this shenanigan here, so-called memo. This guy have got no right to write any memo within IPOB, form of official documents, because he's officially been expelled from IPOB. Expelled, not suspend, is expelled. But listen to this. Chike Doziem, the chronicle of a saboteur, aka the enemy at the gate, has buried himself alive. Now the Cabal is not allowed in IPOB. Only our Spirit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has the power to appoint and dismissal in IPOB. Nobody else have that power. Only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have that power. And it's verbatim in our code of conduct. I'm going to bring the code of conduct, a different one I have marked up, and I'm going to be telling you what is it. I'm not going to try to obstruct myself again with that. I want to put up things, I'm going to bring it up. Now, this particular memo, for anybody that wants to know, just look at it here. This is for public release. There's nothing like, because Mazi Kanu issue is very peculiar. When God wants to kill somebody, first of all, it will struck you with madness. And now they are naked in a very good day. These guys are naked. Because I'm going to bring the genesis of everything that have happened. And I want every Biafran tonight, every single thing they have written in this so-called memo is false. They forgot the main thing. Now, they're playing propaganda. That is why when you see them crying crocodile tears, saying you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is sick, is dying, they want him dead. These people don't want our leader alive. Because if you want to end our life, the only thing you will do to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is to obey his command. That's all. Nothing else is asking you. Follow his instruction. If you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be alive and to be healthy, implement instruction. There's no need of people playing ping pong with themselves, saying Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is sick, to drive your attention, because they want to come on Radio Biafra to play politics and who they're going to sack or whatnot. Now, I want to make it abundantly clear. Issue of Mazi Kanu, I said this from the beginning. Anything I have said remains the same because I don't change. It's just like Madam Nenyanya. When the issue of Madam Nenyanya came up, I told them, Chike Doziem have got no right. He has no power. He's powerless where he come to Madam Nenyanya. But that particular nitwit, Abani, came and he's one used to go around the world and plan this evil. These are petty 419ers. Listen to me. Their own 419 wasn't that they're smart. They wasn't smart. That's why they live in Swiss, all these countries. That's why they're there. They didn't move forward. I'm being honest with you. These people and who push on them, they all have contact with all these are Igbo Alaji. These people that were stealing in Lagos. I almost been a victim of them one time in Lagos. That is the kind of people we are dealing with. But only do have to use those that were available. When your HR came to the world, who did we work with? He worked with those available. Availability in IPOB is our code of conduct. It's paramount. So I won't blame our leader. There's nothing that happened to that I will blame Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But the good thing about it is Onyendu is aware of all these vultures. Onyendu know. He knows about all these people. That is why he told you that when they asked him 2018, how many men have you found? Onyendu said, I have not found up to 3 men. Then Uchimofo was still with us. Uchimofo is an angel. To compare to Chike Doziem and his cronies. These are evil men. Now, let me take us to another level. Because some of you does not know what happened. But have you asked yourself a question? When the sit-at-home issue, I'm going to play Chike Doziem voice where he told Onyendu accident. He refused to suspend the sit-at-home. Then I will bring you back from the genesis of issue of sit-at-home. How it started. And what was going to happen. China Sanwo even said it. They said they tell us that Neko. All this was a fallacy. But today, this is China Sanwo right up today. Are you seeing him here? This is China Sanwo saying, China Sanwo. Most of you allow yourself to be carried away with blackmail and lies. Now the enemy succeeded in their plan to harm us. Courtesy of who? Courtesy of Chike Doziem and this particular imposture called Chinasa Nworu. The guy is a devil. The mayhem going on in the bloodbath in Biafra land today, the people you must call accountable is Chike Doziem. If this guy is real, Chike Doziem will find him where he's but Chike Doziem say he will take responsibility. I will play his voice where he accepted responsibility. Whatever that has happened in Biafra land today, yeah, is Chike Doziem to be held responsible. When Onyendu have 30 seconds to speak to us, he say, I want Biafra land to be peaceful. But look at what he's writing. The same today he wrote about Onyendu being sick. The news he had, he didn't hear any news. That is his wish. Chinasa Nworu want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead today, tomorrow. All of them from A to Z. I'm not mimicking them, but I'm telling you, if they let them swear with anything they have, because these are evil men. I've said before, anything Chinasa Nworu said is something that he's already been doing or something he's about to do. His wishes is what he's telling you. Look at what he's saying here. Most of you. Who are the most of you? He compared Onyendu with Uwazurike. Who are the most of you? He's himself. The spirit of Biafra is beating him up in desert where he lives. He live in desert. Imagine. He live in Kuwait, Arab country. How can you be loyal to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? But Onyendu have to take a bet in certain things. Do you understand me? I just put this up here. But I want to take us where all this whole saga starts tonight. Like I said, it's going to be a marathon. First of all, I'm going to play Chike Doziem's voice, where he accepted that Onyendu actually. Oh no, I will first of all go back. Let me start with the tweet. How all this thing started with the sit at home. I want to lay you bare here now. Now, I don't know if some of you know who Jonathan Cooper is. May his soul rest in peace. Because we went to his memorial. Even when we went to his memorial in United Kingdom, they take it as a propaganda. How men are cruel. How men are evil. This man here was one of the person that was speaking for Biafra and is very strong in UK in human rights, a human rights lawyer, advocate across the globe. Look at this tweet here. I will play the voice of BBC. The BBC reported about this particular incident. For some of you today, Chinasa Nworu, I just showed you what he wrote. That some of you, but they forget all these things. They think we are just riffraff for playing. This is Jonathan Cooper. May his soul rest in peace. I went to his memorial with our national coordinator. And they never mentioned it for one day. Leadership we have, so-called leadership. He said the report, selectively highly the crisis facing Nigeria. What it is does deal with to call for self-determination and Buhari's and Nigerian state determination to deny their rights. Now, this woman is the person that reported this particular incident. And I will show you as he stand here after that particular tweet. Kanu tweeted. This is Kanu tweet here. I hope everybody is watching it. These are the crime of Mazi Kanu as a member of IPOB, pointing out the obvious danger. As we are witnessing today in Biafra land, as a member of IPOB, as a member of this IPOB global family, I know what I'm expected to do at all time. At all time. This tweet must be happening at 8th of August 2021. At all time. To protect this family. I'm not in a hurry to speak, but DOS should explain to Biafra, to IPOB worldwide, what they know before they sit at home. Which Onyendu, he accepted it, I will play his voice. Which Onyendu, 72 hours before they announced it on Radio Biafra, Onyendu asked them to suspend the sit at home. This is Kanu tweet. Because we must go back to know where Kanu, what Kanu has said over time. Tonight, what I want to open your mind. Let us stop being, ignoramus and being, cynical about things that are before us. This is the genesis of everything that have happened in IPOB. Though before then, Kanu was literally a member of the US because they cannot deny it. Let any of them come and deny they wasn't having meeting with Kanu because they said they called Kanu Takano. Kanu Takano told me Onyendu was playing in the mountain. But why didn't Onyendu tell you if he was playing in the mountain or not, or he wrote it or whatever? What not? Kanu Takano know. Why didn't you know? But this is because we want to know where all this problem started. What actually sit at home is the reason why today Biafra land is a bloodbath. The zoo have gotten what they wanted. So now they're going into villages and killing our people. No one is saying anything. Courtesy of Chike Doziem. I'm not mentioning Chinasa Nworu because Chike Doziem accepted that he did it. He disobeyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And he accepted it publicly. So I'll hold him accountable. Now, this is kind of Takano tweet, if I'm not mistaken, because this tweet might be on maybe 8th of August or 9th of August. But as I go forward, this is what he said. And this is his words. After I will go to the next stage. I don't need any recharge card before I will speak the truth. That is why I am under oath. Because recharge card word is not today that I started. He has been using it. Even the riffraff, the guy that all these people that are still aspiring to travel abroad that lives in South Africa that is under methamphetamine that smoking some useless mulumili there. They all accepted with Mazi Takano. He's on record. You can play it for you if you want to listen. And he said again, he said, the day I saved millions of Biafran lives and the role of DOS, explain to Biafrans before I speak to the British and Nigerian, have been longing to cast Biafra IPOB to a violent movement. Did you see it now? Where we are today, this is what Kanu Takano was warning Chike Doziem and all this bunch of moron. This is Kanu Takano tweet. After Jonathan tweeted with BBC radio reporting, and as we are when this thing was happening on the 7th, British Navy was at Port of Bonny, and American Marine was in the Guinea Gulf when all this thing was happening. That watching us someone was bragging. Some people tell us that the NATO is coming. Today, what is coming in? Is not the same China someone crying? Is it not the same China someone if he's a human being crying? But this is what Kanu Takano told them. Onyendu saw and told them suspend it at home. Jonathan, may his soul rest in peace, tweeted this, questioning the BBC. Why are you reporting sectionally? Why are you reporting this? Is it what you're supposed to be doing? By then they have planned this massacre. It could have been in a massive scale if that shit at home could have gone, because you're obstructing. Some of you don't understand. Where do you have? It's not making mouth. Before you want to go to war, Biafrans have went to war before. You can't go to war unprepared. It is not wishful thinking. It is not something you would sit down overnight and think. These who have they have Alpha Jet. They got money to buy arm. Did you have anyone? You don't have nothing. Onyendu, you people force Onyendu to talk how much will go to the defense fund over less than $150,000 in 2019. It's your air. I have it. I can play it for you. So Kanu Takano say the day I saved millions of Biafrans, Biafrans' life and the role of DOS. Explain to IPOB before I speak. He asked them, explain to IPOB. The British and Nigeria have been longing to cast IPOB as a violent movement, which that particular audio I'm going to play from BBC, we hear what they say. And today, where do they build their pillar? Where do they get in the alibi to come to Biafra land and massacre? Nobody's reporting it. Courtesy of Chike Doziem. As I go forward. Now, the same Kanu Takano tweeting. This is the genesis of the carnage ravaging Biafra land. The disobedient Chike Doziem and Chinasa Nworu. Kanu Takano tweet again. Nigeria need to know that even whistle and incarceration, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the call of Biafra for self-determination will continue. IPOB suspended sit at home due to the NECO exam that is starting tomorrow in Biafra land. IPOB postponed the sit at home till later date. Now, listen. Chinasa Nworu, I will play his voice where he says some people say NATO. He's referring to Kanu Takano. I want to know what is happening today. What we are talking about. What is the situation in Biafra land today? The same Chinasa Nworu cried that some people has been, Chinasamoru and Chike Doziem. This is crime of Kanu Kanu. All this tweet was going on August 2021. Kanu Kanu was warning these people. He was warning them extensively. Because Onyendu told them, don't call this sister at home. Suspend it. Onyendu saw what was going to happen. Just like what happened on SARS. And it has happened. You cannot control those in the street with arm anymore. You don't have the power. Don't come here and lie to anybody. I don't care what Simon Ekpa is doing. That is his business. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you guys gave Simon Ekpa the mandate of whatever he's doing today. He's living large. You guys made him who he is. And I don't have issues with him. Since he's not encroaching in IPOB, today, you people are our primary problem. Some people will say they're grooming, so what do they call it? When I came to defend you, did you groom me? Do I know you? Have you ever spoke to me before? What was the voice that came against Simon Ekpa? Even in Rapture Media. Well, how many people are still going in Rapture Media to talk there? If it wasn't me and Mazi, who the heck are you guys? Even ranting in your bedroom, what do you have to offer? We came out when it required. Now I'm asking you, this is Kanu Kanu's tweet. Because you have to be the foundation where all these problems started. Today, Biafra land is under carnage. Courtesy of Chike Doziemo, the enemy at the gate. Chike Doziemo is the enemy at the gate. Onyendu urged all of us, go and watch Mean Double Standard and Chike Doziemo. The same thing that happened to that little boy. If it don't happen to you, it happened to your generation. Go and mark my word today. I judge you said it. Because we see through all of you guys. I will continue. This is a tweet. Now, I'm going to play the voice of BBC concerning this issue. Then I will now go to Umeh account. Yeah? I'm not here to play with anybody. We are very, very, very precise in what we do. You know what I mean? Very passionate in what we do. So anybody thinking that we are here to joke, no, I'm not here to joke.
Listen to this. Criminals look for easy targets and quick profits. Yes, another security crisis that's received little attention in international media is the clashes in southeastern Nigeria. The armed wing of a proscribed separatist group, the indigenous people of Biafra, has been attacking police stations and killing officers in the region. The group accuses the government of neglecting the southeast and of torturing and persecuting separatists. There have also been calls for the southwest of the country to break away because of clashes between local farmers and herders who are Fulanis, the same ethnic group as Nigeria's president, Muhammadu Buhari. Agitators in the southwest claim the government is showing favoritism towards the herders. The sheer volume of conflict around the country is leading to a siege mentality. More and more young Nigerians are talking about leaving. I'm attending goodbye parties for people moving abroad every week. One of my friends recently mentioned that the taxi driver who took him to the airport announced proudly that he was relocating to New Zealand. Nigerians have always moved around the world, but a growing insecurity could mean the country loses its brightest talent. As an expatriate, I always knew my days here were numbered, but part of me feels sad at the thought of one day leaving this vibrant and wonderful country. Despite the insecurity and other challenges, Nigerians always find a way to thrive. They are this country's true wealth.
Well, I hope every single one of you listen. This is the substitute of British government, and BBC reported this, I think in BBC 4. And Jonathan Cooper picked it up because he knew their plan, what was their planning. And that was the reason why all the tweeted Kanu tweeted. This is a crime of Kanu. Sit at home. Who is responsible? Chike doesn't take liability of it, which I'm going to prove later. Now, this is Umeh account. Umeh account. This is I think it's Simon Ekpa tweeted this. Now, listen carefully. This is Simon Ekpa Twitter's handle when he tweeted Umeh account. ESN worldwide bank account details for you to donate and support We Move. Umeh account. Umeh account is a question for another day. Because I will bring it out here to every Biafran to see what Chike Doziem and his men have done to IPOB. This is Umeh account. How they started. This is crimes of Kanu Takano. This is where all began. Which Chike Doziem, aka the enemy at the gate, was aware that Umeh account was opened with Onyendu's falsified signature by Riteze, aka Madam Oyibo. Chike Doziem wasn't known. We have all the documents. Some people it's not a hidden document. They one time show the bank statement, but they didn't tell you the truth. People like us, we itemize it and bring it here for Biafran to actually understand and make it public. Because we are holding them responsible. Their wishes is to Onyendu to die, but Mazi Nnamdi is undiable. You can't kill Mazi Nnamdi because he didn't call him. That's the bad news for all of you. And that's where you guys have stuck. Now, I will go further. This is Simon Ekwa's Twitter handle. When all of them was whining and dining. Because one thing some of you don't know, that ESN from an account, there were $747,000 in that account when Madam Oyibo shut it off. Chike Doziem was aware. Simon Ekwa was aware. All of them was aware. They share this money among themselves. And now Chike Doziem accepted that Madam Oyibo now is the leader of IPOB. It's on writing. Whatever I said here, I can prove it. That's why we are different from any other. Now, I want to go forward and show you what Kanu Takano has done in IPOB. This is Kanu Takano tweeting. As an IPOB member, it is your fundamental right to point out fraud when you see one within IPOB, backed by Code of Conduct of IPOB. Kanu Takano tweeted here. #IPOB Biafra Movement for Self-Determination led by Mazi Nnamdi, victim of extraordinary rendition. IPOB is not in corporation sharing the account, this account of Umeh as the US to IPOB family global. Either she or he shared is a fraud star. Kanu Takano went ahead about this account. That is the only crime Kanu Takano committed. I tell people from beginning, Kanu Takano speak. Any IPOB member that is pure, you must be concerned about whatever Kanu Takano is worth, because Kanu Takano is carrying our burden. That's something you must not take away. Kanu Takano is Onyendu's younger brother, immediate younger brother, that if Onyendu is not here today, he is the one that will take in charge of Okukano family. Number 1. 2, he's privileged to information. That's 2. 3, he cares for our people. Excuse me. This is Kanu Takano's tweet. We know why I'm showing all these things. They think we are just there, we don't remember things. They tell you what you want to hear, because propaganda and substitute and lies and blackmail is the order of the day. And obviously, sometimes they're crying about it. They employ me. What can you give me to come out and talk for you? The heck do you think you are? Some of all these people will invite me in their platform and never go there. To go and do what? I can see through some of them. Some of them can lie. I will come. If they lie, I'll mention their names. I prove when they ask me to come to that. I didn't budge. I will tell him my keys are around. I won't come because my spirit doesn't accept. If my spirit did not accept you, I wouldn't. If it wasn't for Mazi's age, I would never appear in what's it called? Rapture Media. Because number 1 is not IPOB platform. I will never appear there. God in heaven be my witness. And I told that clan in Germany the day he called me, I said, I don't defend individual. I don't gossip. I don't gossip. I don't talk behind people. These are crime of Mazi Kanu Takano. And up to tomorrow morning, Chike Doziem have not told us how much has gone into this account. Like I said, 747,000 was shared among themselves, including Simon Ekpa. All of them get their own share in that money. And that is where their problem started. Quote me anywhere. Quote to me anywhere, including a Jofo. All of them shared that money. 747,000. If you remember, it was second to last broadcast Onyendu made. Onyendu says some people are holding now. It's not the people that hold about 80-something thousand. Mazi Okoro or whatever he called his name. This was Madam Oyibo, which Charles Rabbi told me, George, that Madam Oyibo said he will transfer the money, never transferred the money. And that's why they went after Madam Nyanya. For no reason, up to today, they have not rested. But you know what? IKECHUKWU oversees the affairs of IPOB. But I'm showing you Kanu Takano's crime. Kanu Takano's crime is what I'm showing you. Again, on 29th to 30th of July, I summoned HODs and few members of DOS for a meeting, true or false. This is public because they're pushing to do it. And raise concern about hatch account, memo, sit at home, etc. 4. 5 and 2.5 hours, they held that meeting. They say Kanu Takano is nobody, but they're summoning them for meeting and they attended the meeting. Tells you all you need to know. Why sudden change? Can Chikedozium come out and say that Kanu Takano wasn't part of DOS? Having meeting with them, even having some security meeting till tomorrow morning. Can he come out and say that? I dare him to come out and say it. I'm challenging Chikedozium tonight, including all those with fraff around him, to come and say that Kanu Takano is here, is in tweet. Why telling lies? No response. I'm showing you Kanu Takano's crime, line by line. So this is Kanu Takano's crime for everybody. Umeh account was falsified. Chikedozium was aware of it, and Chikedozium didn't do anything. Yeah, and Umeh account, he didn't do anything. Sit at home, Chikedozium. But these are Kanu Takano's crime. That everybody, Kanu Takano this, Kanu Takano that. I'm not defending Kanu Takano because Kanu Takano is a member of IPOB, and Kanu Takano is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's younger brother. As much as I love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with all my heart, and the purity of Oku Kanu family, I, George, you may have sowed a seed of allegiance to that family for what they have done. Majority of us don't know who Jesus was. Some people believe Jesus is our Yeshua. It is because of his doings. It's because of his sacrifice that he sacrificed. That today, all of us woke up, they told us about the story of Jesus. Everybody follow him up. Jesus have not done what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done for me. To vow before me, and actually, I don't know who Jesus is. I haven't done anything for me. To be quite frankly to anybody, no disrespect. But I know that there's a spirit being, that's God in heaven. I know that's God in heaven. But when somebody said who has done something for you, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So every family tree of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be immune. It must be immune, whether I like it or not. Today, Joe Biden's son, what he's done in America is, if somebody else does it, the person will be in jail for 25 years. Do you know why he's not flying anywhere? Because his father is a president. Whether you like it or not. But you people decided to ridicule IPOB and Onyendu because you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dead in prison. This is what our first ladies has been pointing out to you guys, but some of you are deaf, you don't listen. Now, I've just showed you Kanu Takano's crime. And I will play the voice of the vultures that gathered. Because, you know, when you have employed people to do dirt for you, you owe allegiance to them as well. That is why in America, when the FBI or CIA gave you a deal, two things they do is either they move you out of that state or America entirely, give you a new identity, you never come back again. Don't turn your back. Or they will kill you. That is the price for being an informant. There's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. Once you fell into that category, you're going to pay a price for it. There's no two ways about it. So what we are seeing today, these people are now telling them what to do. But we play a little bit of their voices, and they were in the dark. How pathetic these wretched individuals are. We're talking about how to expel or suspend. I'm asking them, even Chike Doziemu should come and suspend Kanu Takane, because, you know, that is the reason why our leader's wife said you need to activate your frontal lobe. Chike Doziemu has been expelling people for a long time. Some of you don't know that after go and check since Chike Doziemu mentioned George Umeh on Radio Biafra. How many names has he mentioned? It took them time to think about me. I'm saying it tonight for them to know that I see through all of them. Even I told somebody what they would do, I know what they were going to do. I saw all these things. But I'm not daring them because my hands are clean. I knew what they were going to do. I knew where they are limited. I know they are limited. And they fall into that mind. Since then, where is Chike Doziemu? Where is he? Where is Chike Doziemu? I'm asking. Some people say that the Chike Doziemu his job is to sack anything sackable. His job is not to get Mazi Nnamdi out. This is how you know people you are dealing with. A leader, supposedly leader. Chike Doziemu does not tweet about Mazi Nnamdi. Not in his Facebook, not in Twitter, not even in DOS, which I know he's not the one handling DOS Twitter handle. Don't tweet about Mazi Nnamdi. It's to give you Mazi Nnamdi is dying tomorrow, is dying today. Onyendu is not dying. You people will die before Mazi Nnamdi. Mark my words somewhere. I'm going to play their voice because just like Ogbuefi issue, this same idiot was playing Ogbuefi's voice, a message that was sent to Chike Doziemu. Even that message that brought this problem was sent to Chike Doziemu. Chike Doziemu sent it in a forum on Reason Group in America. That is why, do we have a leader? Of course, we don't have one. We have a clerk, not leader. We have only one leader, which is Mazi Nnamdi. And Mazi Nnamdi is reachable. Say Chike Doziemu. Onyendu is not incommunicado. He's incommunicado, but he's reachable. I thank God he used his mouth and said it. So now, I just want to play a voice of people. Set of people sat down talking about this issue before it happened. Even the person give 3 days. It wasn't even up to 3 days. Before now, they went to falsify and expel criminal in IPOB, writing an IPOB memo. It's unheard. It doesn't happen anywhere. Because we live in a very civilized world. Because IPOB, the only person that have the mandate to sack and dismiss is Mazi Nnamdi. Because of when you're being incommunicado, then they're using that now to blackmail everybody. Ejimako tweeted, and that tweet I will bring it up here. Till tomorrow morning. Not if I'm a Joffo, but you quick to counter Soludo because he's bothering of Mazi Nnamdi coming out of prison. It tells you all you need to know. Now, I'm going to play this voice for you. So you to listen a little bit.
Do you have anything to advise those who are fighting the DOS and the leadership of IPOB?
Well, if you are following my updates, I've severally admonished in line with instruction from my client. And what I can tell you is that I understand that many people don't understand that any message coming out from me is coming out from Nnamdi Kanu. I must say it today. If I write any word, I'm saying this because I know that tomorrow somebody will record what I'm saying now and keep it for him to see.
But do you know that actually in our legal team we have parallel legal team?
Yes.
Yes. Very good. And you know that in not the leadership of the DOS, do you know we also have parallel in IPOB?
Yes, I can believe that. Yes, they stay, they continue staying of. I said this thing before. Yeah, IPOB of Nenya and the Belima and the Canon and the Ndotufa and the man IPOB. So you're right. Go ahead.
Right now, nobody will tell me or some man that what is happening in IPOB. The leader, the legal team are not. In fact, let me not say this. let me just put it that way. Let me just end it this way. But let me tell you something. We should leave the DOS alone. The reason why I said we should leave the DOS alone is there are certain things I've come to understand. They are too loyal to sack Kanu. Unless if they can prove me wrong. They are too loyal to sack Kanu or Madam Nnamdi. I can understand Madam Nnamdi's position because she's the finance and Oyendu himself planted her in for several years. Yes, we can allow her to rule until Oyendu comes back. But what about Kingsley? Now, why I said the media warriors are also part of this problem about Kanu is this. Do you know that we the media warriors can come on a particular platform and decide to rebel because all these things happening in IPOB? Remember that the Nigerian government is also listening and they are watching.
Do you know? Mazi,
yes.
Do you know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of the DOS?
Yes.
And they can take vote over any issue that is pressing us. You know that?
Yes.
I know that the DOS are loyal to our leader. But the fact of the matter is, we cannot sit by and we are drowning every day as in because they are loyal. To be loyal is the best, is a good thing. But it has to be the vision has to be the best to the best interest of IPOB. The survivability of IPOB is at stake. So the more we contend and retain them, the more we go with submerge each time. The more chaos is produced.
I'm not interjecting, but I just want to say something here. Over time, I have people saying that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of DOS. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of it because he said yes. He appointed every single person in DOS. I want to educate this moron. For any other person that, because I see someone is writing this today, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of DOS. Yes. Onyendu. We are in what we call quasi-military system. For some of you moron. We are not in democratic setting yet. I have to clarify this point here. IPOB, we are not a country. We are a country, but we are not yet. We are aspiring to restore Biafra. And for your information, anything Mazi Nnamdi Kanu says is final. He is because he's a humble servant. That is why he created a cabinet. DOS is not the first people that were involved within Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That was Council of Elders. He dissolved it. He appoints you. That is why you should go back and read the code of conduct and read the oath you're taking. Some of you cannot understand what we are doing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, just like someone said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of the DOS, we advise each other. He's talking rubbish. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu there's no other person in IPOB that have a permanent position, only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, until Biafra is restored. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of the DOS because he is the when he calls CEO, he is the spirit of indigenous people of Biafra. Whatever he says is final. He said any matter the US cannot solve because you guys are working, you are his subordinate. Something that come up to hierarchy cannot deal with it, they bring it to him. Just like he did in the UK. Abani was begging that day. He can't say a word. All of them was begging. So stop using the word that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member. He founded IPOB. He appointed every single one of you. None of you was voted in. Understand that fact. None of you that have position in IPOB and your position is temporary and you are not voted in. So you don't question what Onyendu said. It is written in our code of conduct, in our oath. I need you guys to go back and read your oath and your code of conduct. I will bring code of conduct on the end of this program again. If I couldn't do it today, because I've itemized it properly, I will come back here with it to make it open to everybody. Anybody telling you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of IPO, a member of the US, stop, misquoting or misleading our people. IPOB is not we are not in a democratic setting yet. We are under quasi-military system. Obey before complain. That is why you must do what you ask you to do. We are doing what you ask us to do. We don't question you until we find out that you are not doing what you ask you to do. That's where all the problems started. So if somebody is saying that Onyango is a member of the US, who set up the US? It's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, not you. So everything, including your oath, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's name was mentioned there. In our code of conduct, it's only his name that have a permanent position. He has the power to dismiss and appoint. I will stop here and continue with this particular thing. I want you guys to listen. And this is where they this is where they told them that they must suspend Kanu. No, he's not. Chikedozie is the one. He's the one now. Unshakeable. But Kanu, I just showed you tweets. You can go and watch this program again. And I will post all these things now. We're going to post we're going to make all these things available to you to read. Kanu's post. We make it available for you to read them. So you see where all the problems started. We post them. Then you see. So when you are talking, you need to remember where all the problems started. Kanu was the one that saved Biafrans' lives. Millions of Biafrans' lives. And now they are crying. There's a broad bet in Biafra land. And who do you owe responsible? Chikedozie. Any debt in Biafra land, Chikedozie is responsible. I, George Umeh, said it. And I'm not taking my word back. Because he accepted that he's going to take responsibility. He want Mazi Nnamdi to tell him the reason why to suspend sit at home. The reason now is the broad bet in Biafra land. And Chikedozie, you must man enough to deal with it. I will leave this to play.
The more problems surfaces, the more discussions we have, the more headaches you and I have. So,
Dr. Donald.
That they cannot accept.
Dr. Donald, I want to ask you this. Had it been you or Ikenga that have been doing this for only 1 week, do you think you will still be like
this? How I remove gum since? Could you me further now?
So remember that when Nnamdi was in Kenya, the US was not aware, but Kanu was aware.
And that's very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad.
Yeah.
So Kanu has an upper hand that we don't know. And to expel him will be very difficult unless I've been proven wrong.
I disagree with you, Mazi, in this matter. Expelling Kanu, it's as easy as expelling anybody else.
It's not easy.
Do you know why?
Ultraman, let me say something. Ultraman. Mark my word. Kanonta will definitely be expelled from IPOB in less than 3 days. If after 3 days, if Kanonta is still in IPOB, I will start calling him the deputy director. So, okay. Dr. Donald, go ahead.
What you just said.
Go ahead.
Ikenga, I love what you just said. But
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
I hope all of you listen to the voice I just played, that we are giving ultimatum of 72 hours. It's barely 72 hours before they fraudulently wrote that jargon. But as we said, we're going to provide Kanu's, excesses, what he has done in IPOB, and he have served IPOB. Now they're running. That's what I told them. I said, you guys are not going to get away with the crime of humanity. Whatever that have happened in Biafra land today, I don't care who is doing it. It's not my problem. One thing I'm going to do here, some people think IPOB is something of we are playing here or whatnot. No. I want to clarify one thing. You see, when the zoo started calling China Sanwo-Olu's name about ill things happening in Biafra land, it's because China Sanwo-Olu was working with these people. He was working with them. That's number one. From the back door, he says he's a member of the US. Go, even what he wrote today, he didn't say his position. What is your position in IPOB? A member of the US, what is your position in IPOB? What is your job description in IPOB? He says he's a member of the US. He's not a member of the US. He's just ordinary Middle East rep. Put it there, that's what you are. Nothing else. But what betide you? The substitute you brought in IPOB, you will not get away with it. Because Chinas and Chikedozem will get you when the time is right. Mark my words somewhere. You guys are not going to get away with this. They get 72 hours. Where's Chikedozem? They say his job is to sack anything sackable. Not sackable, to destroy IPOB within. Once you know, I have to be fair to people. Even if you go to Umeh them and creep for you don't hear them. These people, I swear to God, we were around. It's not like it's not the story you're telling me. We were involved. What these people done, what they have done, these people have not even, they didn't even think about it. Some of them were angry, they're human beings, you know, some of our people, because our people are emotionally bankrupt. We are weak. Docile. And that's the main problem our people have. We have cried over time because of this. And it's not a joke, this is a fact and reality that before me and you. But Chikedozem, their agenda. Chineke nekweni ojo. Chineke nekweni ojo. It's not something that anybody will want to joke about. But I want to say something tonight. Because, you know, on this particular tweet here, before I continue what I was saying, this tweet here said it all about our leader. You could listen to the update, you know, of the erudites, our international council, Onyendu, which is Barrister Aloy Ejimako, that actually comes out and throw the message that as Onyendu said, not Geoffrey, that I'm not judging him, but his exercise is out there. It's just some people that are concocting stuff. Is that, you know, actually speak like that than worse. I don't know Ejimaka. I haven't spoke to him for one day, but we have to follow up the reality before us. As an attorney or a lawyer, you have a client. Your job is to deliver the message your client have given you to whomever that message is meant for, organically. And if that message is not being acted upon, it is your duty to go back to your client and communicate to your client that, listen, I have delivered this message, but that message has not been acted upon. You will know the truth. That is why Onyendu is using a lawyer that is not even a direct lawyer to Onyendu, that is Ohaneze Ndigbo observer to IPOB. Today is the one they are listening to. Because the seat at home, that is where they could have buried all of them. If it wasn't that message, for now, they wouldn't be hearing about Chikedozem. You won't hear any of them. It was intervention from God. But that is the tweet. He tweeted. He said, I have concluded today's visitation with Onyendu Hatch MK and MMK. We had routine discussion that are no different from last Thursday. It's pure. There's no need, not just concocting stories. All in one, the big elephant in the room is MK's. Yeah? Freedom without further others. Every other thing, except in defense of freedom, you know, powers in completion. Very, very simple, simple, short. That's all we want. We need to come out. How does it come out? What are they doing? Ask me, what are they doing to come out? They don't have any clue. Just they ask the clown, the guy that was sleeping in our office in Germany, Nzurumike, the so-called CRC, as another riffraff, wretched animal, I would I call him. And for abundance of doubt, this is the tweet for the guy that called himself, because this tweet tomorrow morning, neither Ejimako, neither Ejiofor have come and said that this tweet was not from Mazi Nnamdi. It is very obvious here. Today I had a visitation with Onyendu, and he asked me to make it public that he has asked one of his lawyers, it's a dispute, to do a memo to Chikedozem to announce Ogbonna Abraham as new entering coordinator for Germany. And that Chikedozem and the lawyer who did the memo can confirm this. It's approved by our leader. You We must always project Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu be in charge. This is Chikedoziem's words. We must always project Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu being in charge, not to abandon him. We will put his life in danger in the hands of our oppressor, says Chikedoziem. So what has gone wrong, Chikedoziem, aka the enemy at the gate? This is your words. I'm borrowing your words. Our spiritual Mazi Nnamdi Kanu direct orders must be carried out organically without any iota of doubt. I'm helping you out here. Chikedoziem, this is your word. He said you are a humble follower. He knew that when he disobey Onyendu, his life is going to be in danger. That's why Chida Sanwo is singing. He wished him to death, but he's not going to die. You see, Mazi Amanwu, every single one of you will die miserably. Just like when he says, once somebody is fighting for you and is somewhere smelling that person, the wrath of our land will not let you guys be. And none of you sleep at night. That's why all of you look like a haggard, hungry, wretched individual. None of you look like a normal human being. Onyendu is in prison, even if you're not oppressed there. He's better off than you guys because he's pure, his heart is clean. If he wants to be there, he can walk away if he wants to. But none of you will spend 24 hours in that prison. So-called deputy Nzumi don't even know where our leader has been locked up. You're telling me that you're leading. Who are you leading? Huh? Who are you leading? And now, for avoidance of doubt, this is Mazi Charles Okeke, the deputy German national coordinator, has confirmed that the expelled Chinedu Collins still withheld IPOB document for his illegal memo. Hand over now. That monster must hand over IPOB property that is in his hand. Our brother is just written here. I am writing as a deputy national coordinator for Germany that Mr. Collins Chinedu has been expelled from IPOB worldwide by the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I hereby warn Collins Chinedu as a matter of urgency to desist from writing unnecessary memos, IPOB letterheading, handed papers that have no merit. You are asked to return all IPOB materials at your disposal with immediate effect. I refer you to Code of Conduct, Section 2, Subsection AI, on appointment and dismissal. The general public hereby warned to desist from further transaction with Mr. Collins. Is approved message from IPOB. This is in your public domain. We make this in our Alpha Media, wall for you to read up, because we don't play around here. This is a confirmation that Collins is an expelled IPOB member. Onyendu, there's a document that backed it up. Our leader expelled him. So this will make available to every assembly to go through them and understand what we are doing here. As you guys have listened, they were forced to do what they do, but it's backfiring because everything they have done, because you saw your hand, everything you do, we always backfire at you. Now, I want to play this guy's voice, Ejiofor, because it's very important. We listen to the Ejiofor. I've got no issue with anybody, but Ejiofor is playing with our leader's life and his family. The day I knew that Ejiofor has issue was the day he wrote a disclaimer against Ejimako about one of the Psalms that were about to join them. Then I have that message copied somewhere. I can go back and bring it if I want to. So people like us, we don't just jump into issues. We don't conclude things, but we follow our instincts sometimes. We don't even ask questions. I don't have anybody feeding with information. But I'm an IPOB member and I serve as a grassroots. And I know what is right and wrong within IPOB. And I understand our code of conduct. You don't need to explain it to me. So the day he did that, I asked somebody, I said, what is going on? The day the so-called infiltrators were using it as a saga. But today, the saga have turned against him. That is why when he saw, whatever you saw is what he reap. I judge, I'm not looking at somebody attacking me from behind because you know what? My hands are clean. Like the ones that call me criminal in UK, I told them, get ready for the day I will react. Because now, what they are doing, they're going around substitute and trying to use, some people live in different countries and the country might be allow them to do certain things. But IPOB, we are under oath, don't remember. And IPOB is a freedom fighting movement. We are a non-governmental organization. That's what IPOB is, because we are fighting to restore Biafra. For some of you that are going through backdoor with some illegal nonsense, we know all these things, but we want to allow you guys to go forward. Kanu actually call somebody out, which is questioning, not suing somebody for calling him a bastard. That Kanu is not Kanu's biological brother, meaning that Her Majesty Ugeze is a wayward movement. That is what they're telling you in turn. But this is a story for another day. Let's listen to Ejiofor where he was bragging that he's most trusted. Why would you say that if you are most trusted? You see, when people sell themselves, you know they're not real. You don't blow your own horn. You don't blow your own trumpet. You allow people to tell you that. I judge will never repost whatever he posts, because me, I'm very straightforward. I don't mimic. I will not. Once he fell out, we are in the middle of war. I don't give a crap about you. I don't. But we hold them responsible for their words. Let's listen to Ejiofor. And one of the media warrior, Richard Media, because all these people are living in Africa, all of them claiming that this or that. You know, once they're sending them, we have where they're sharing 4,000 naira. You know, this, I don't disrespect. I said it before, is inducement. This is not IPOB. IPOB have a platform. We have Radio Biafra, and we have Radio Biafra Facebook, which we got up to almost 2 million before Facebook disabled it, which that took even the former, like someone like Obi, they went to Los Angeles and fought against it. IPOB have a central command. We know how we deal with our media. We have family writers. But when Onyendu give accolades some individuals, it doesn't give you the right to start interfering in IPOB internal affair. No! You are there to fight our enemy, not to fight IPOB. You turn the gun on your own people. That's what happened in Biafra land. Courtesy of who? Chike Doziem. The Chronicle of a Saboteur. Chike Doziem, a.k.a. the enemy at gate. Listen to Ejiofor for avoidance of doubt.
Coming out from me.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
For you, do you have anything to advise those who are fighting the DOS and the leadership of IPOB?
Well, if you are following my updates, I've severally admonished in line with instruction from my client. And what I can tell you is that I understand that many people don't understand that any message coming out from me is coming out from Nnamdi. I must say it today. If I write any word, I'm saying this because I know that tomorrow somebody will record what I'm saying now and keep it for him to see. Any message coming out from him, from me, but this mouth, writing update, is coming out from him. Don't add, don't subtract. I don't even subtract. So I encourage people to pay attention to my updates. I'm not the kind of success. Go and write it down. I am most.
Well, this is a typical lie. You know, when someone is lying, it is not hard to know. Like I said, any blackmailer, he said any message coming from him shows you. Go and read Ejiofor's messages from Facebook. It's copy and paste messages. I don't read that junk. I don't read it. He's bragging that he's most trusted. Trusted on what? What have you done, Ejiofor? Onyendu house was 2017. Onyendu house was invaded by the Nigerian military. He could not file that particular matter in court, in Bintayaku court. Ask him, what has he done? Almost 3 years after, he could not. That was the reason why the woman didn't listen to it. Some of you don't know this. Ejiofor could not establish that Mazi Kanu was invaded by the Nigerian government. He was saying it verbally and he's a lawyer. Anything he don't legitimize, nobody gives a crap about it. That is why you read law. What did you learn at law school? You're bragging. You allow your emotion to overwhelm your intelligence, which I think you are not. I'm writing jargon. Who gives a crap about what you write? I want you to take one thing from what he said. He's most trusted. Whatever he wrote, we are watching what you wrote. But Ejimako wrote something about Somebody being removed in Germany. You have no answer to it. But you're quick to jump on Soludo because Soludo now have found out that you are irrelevant. All of you are fighting for your belly. Average Igbo man buying and selling mentality only know one all of us about is what you guys brought in IPO. But Chukwu Abiyama will destroy your generations one after another. I will allow you to finish your garbage.
Trusted. Most trusted. Not from me today. I'm saying publicly now. I am his most trusted. Everybody who close to know about that. I am his most trusted. So anything coming out from my mouth, I object or write in my update. It's his words. I don't need to add to that. And if you're following my update, he's saying nothing but people should align with instruction. People should respect the US. And nothing more. That's all. So anybody who is doing anything tantamount to that zone, oh, that's settled. So any word coming out from me is coming out from his words. Take it from me. Don't listen to people who are confused. Many people are confused who are benefiting from one thing or the other they're doing to circumvent or probably to achieve their selfish interests. Right? Actually, that's not the point. The point that any word coming out from me is coming out from you. That's why I read it right. Whenever you say I visit him and write an update, take it from him. Put me as thinker. Take it that way. That's settled. So thank you so much.
Okay, before I go to the last question, people say that the message that you are writing, some of them see it as a very big grammar and it's written in metaphor that they are not able to understand it. So I don't know if there is any way you will be able to make.
Anyway, this is quite irrelevant. It's not really something I'm going to waste my time to listen to the crap and garbage they're talking about. The fact remains that I just clarify you here that we see every single word that comes out of Ejiofor's mouth. This is where he told you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he never delivered all the message when you asked him to deliver. If you go back on the issue of Simon Ekpa broadcasting in Radio Biafra, the architect of that issue is Ejiofor. That is the enemy of gate, enemy at the gate, double standard. Onyendu, you have access to go and visit our leader as his attorney. And he gave you a message to give to the whoever that is now foreseeing whatever he have left behind. Your duty was to go and deliver that message to whoever that was supposed to directly. That person will convey the message now to the individual through our, if you call it code of conduct or whatnot, how now the process of us to allow somebody to broadcast through Radio Biafra like other broadcaster within Radio Biafra, chain of command 8. But you went ahead because you and Simon was whining and dining, which he confirmed. We have the video. Couple 2 months ago, you guys were still talking together. Because where you guys share someone for 7,000, that was a lot of money, bro. It's not chicken change. That's people hard-earned money. And the Umeh account, all the money that went into that account, all of you shared it together. So that was where the old problem started. So whatever you have said is exactly what you're doing oppositely. And everybody can see it now. Why didn't you respond to Ejimako's tweet? No, you wouldn't do it. Because you're benefiting from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that is what Soludo have found out. And Soludo come out honestly and said that he volunteered to Mazi Nnamdi to come to the to the governor's lodge. Whenever they requested Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he will make it available to restore peace in the whole southeastern region, known as Biafra. But you're opposing it because why? To listen to who? Who is listening to you? Some of us have forgotten you've been winning case with Nigeria and getting billions and all that. We understand all of that. But we don't care. But when it comes to Onyendu, we will care. So I'm not going to dive in too much in it. All this is on social media, so people have watched it. So, but I just want to reiterate again that Ejiofor is actually the problem we have. It's obvious. Nobody told me. But, by their words and by their actions, you will tell. It's very simple. You pick and choose. Simon issue. He constituted it, even though that Chike Doziem and his cronies were confused. Just like if he was talking to those who were that publicly, the way that video they caught him, imagine what happened. Simon knew that these are a bunch of clowns. And the guy just drive up on top of them. And They were the one that recommended Onyendu to call his name. Wasn't Chike? Wasn't they say that they put his name there? So why is that my problem? I don't give a crap about him. It's not my problem. My problem is them. They're my problem. Simple as that. And every IPOB member that is straightforward should know that Simon Ekpa, or whatever his name is, I said it. We came out before. I told them what to do. We told them what to do to Simon Ekpa. They couldn't do it. But today, some of them are going behind the door and suing some IPOB within IPOB member. But that's a story for another day. I'm not going to say nothing about it for now until when we have the clear fact of what has gone wrong. Then we make it available to everybody. And there's something I want to say here tonight. For some people are getting confused. You see, the issue of people mentioning China Sanwo-Olu, connecting him with whatever that happened in Biafra land because they know that China Sanwo-Olu is involved. Some of you have forgotten that China Sanwo-Olu was the first person that came to the Biafra and mentioned Kanu. That he was the person that they called him and what he told them before Austin Alban, he came and said, this is not a family business. And before he started coming to the Biafra to mention commanders on the ground, their names, and which he has no control over. That's why they're calling his name. And when they mention good luck, some people getting emotional about good luck. Good luck, Onyendu, you've forgotten that Onyendu was with us when good luck was assassinated. And Onyendu made a program, a special program about good luck. To actually tell the world what happened to good luck. I'm not good luck, so good luck. The man they killed nowhere. But like I said before, whatever the crime he committed, you will be liable to it. Like I said, China Sanwo-Olu, whatever, if he's a human being, but whatever China Sanwo-Olu has done today, Chikeresem is the one you have to hold responsible. Because Chikeresem accepted it with his own mouth and is on tape. We're not living in the 60s. We are in a very, internet is a global village. So they shouldn't think that that's why I said, whatever I said, I have the proof to back it up. I'm going to play the Onyendu's broadcast about good luck. So some people don't attach good luck with IPOB. It has got nothing to do with us. If they mention China Sanwo-Olu, because they know China Sanwo-Olu has been blackmailing people. And is he working with those people because they have been using him to blackmail his own people. The commander you want to go and command, do you know who they are? Even as I had the consort issue, he played a role in it. That's why he came and calling his younger brother's name. But I don't want to dive into that. What I'm saying tonight is that if they accuse you of killing people, you are responsible for it and you must clarify your name. That has nothing to do with IPOB. I read Kanu's tweet here about how they want to link IPOB with terrorism. Even they even push it to the index. Some of you don't know how that index was scrapped out. But it's shouting your leadership. Because you're going around the world, stifle IPOB fund, and living large. I think you have arrived. Thunder, all of you one by one. I want to play the program of Onyendu about good luck. And I stand on my word that China Sanwo-Olu is a devil. And whatever he has done, we must hold responsible. I'm going to leave their voices. I don't want to. And this program, end of this program, I will play their voice. I will leave their voices to play for you. They listen to those people that you say they are leading you. But firstly, let's listen to good luck. Because it's very important.
Alpha Power Media International.
Mr. President, remove, arrest, prosecute Major General Ali Munguno.
That's the man that killed him. Ali Munguno is the man that killed Ahmed Gulag. Simple and short. Why is it that Nigerian journalists are trying to pin it on IPOB? Why? I'm asking them. Yoruba journalists, why are you people this evil? What type of demon created you people? You have no soul and you have no conscience. Oh God, let's continue listening.
Your national security advisor. He is corrupt. He is clueless. He don't have the interests of Nigeria and Nigerians at heart. And that Munguno is a hypocrite. If he is the NSC and he think he have available power within him, let him arrest me. He is corrupt, he's a thief, is a problem to the security of this country. If people are afraid, I'm not afraid. I'm only afraid of God.
He is saying because he knows nobody can say that I am not afraid if his life is not in danger. Nobody can say that. But that's what he said. Let's continue listening.
Because Munguno is only busy stealing the monies meant to protect us. That is it. And the better for you, Mr. President, remove Major General Munguno is the most useless NSA ever produced in the history of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Are you listening? Now, they used Hope Uzodinma to kill him. Hope Uzodinma was the one that lured him to Owerri. Hope Uzodinma, like one more. They used him to lure this man to Owerri. This man was afraid of his life. That was why he refused the police escort. He refused the army escort. He used ordinary taxi. He knew his life was in danger. That is where they want to blame IPOB and ESN. Do you see how evil these people are? How evil they are. But we must continue. We must continue. Because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. This is the same gulag that Okorocha offered money to put his son-in-law, Uche Nwosu, in Ikonso house, the government house in Owerri. The same gulag. All of a sudden, it's IPOB. They chose to assassinate him. They wanted to kill two birds with one stone. We can kill him and also rope IPOB into, because they could have killed him in the north. They could have used ISIS to kill him, of which Ali Monguno is a staunch member of, the National Security Advisor of Nigeria. These are people stealing money now. These are the people stealing money. The whole gulag subterfuge is something we Biafrans are used to. Britain wanted to stop Biafra, wanted to stop Dr. Michael Lop, and all they did was to get involved and a few people to do a coup. At the end of the day, at the end of that process, we had lost 5 million people and counting. That is how they operate. So when they kill Gulag, then Igbos in the north will be massacred. But thankfully, Hausa people have said they are no longer interested in doing the bidding of the Fulani Janjaweed. That's why there's been no killings all this while. Now the Hausa people understand that I and Nnamdi Kanu, I'm also fighting for them. They understand it very clearly. For them to be free from the yoke of Fulani Janjaweedism. They understand it very clearly. The time where you can come with your lies and get away with it is long gone. Not anymore.
Definitely going to...
Not anymore.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
I'm definitely going to...
But you actually in our legacy
quickly. Because the first code of conduct I brought up was a wrong code of conduct. I just want to refer this guy called Chinedu Collins and to show you guys every single thing that Kanu did and Madam Nyanya was actually, the right was derived from our code of conduct. Because you must be very, very careful and wary of what you're doing. And that's why a lot of people go to jobs. When you go to job, if you don't follow what is it? Probably is I don't know, maybe kind of job you go to that always have a code of conduct in every job. And that code of conduct must be respected and you must follow it to letter. There is no if but there. So I just want to quickly do this because the program, as I'm ending this program now, so I just want to quickly do this again and just to show you a very specific in our code of conduct that will help so many of you that are probably not aware, because information is a key and knowledge is power, if you ask me. Now, if you look at this code of conduct right now, the way you're looking at it on the screen, it says only the screen leader Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi has the power of duty in IPOB, nobody else. Power of duty in IPOB, only Mazi Nnamdi can have it, nobody else. And it says there, in the subsection A, appointment and dismissal. The power of appoint, suspend, or dismiss erring principal officers versed exclusively on the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB in bracket, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, except and to the extent he clearly, expressively delegated the power to any other principal officer, which in turn include every principal officer, but Onyendu have to approve it. That is when he specifically, when Onyendu specifically ordered Chikedozie to remove the former Southeast Regional Coordinator of United Kingdom, he didn't do it. That is where all this problem started. Because, you know, he can't, you know, when you implement law, you must force it. In IPOB, it's very clear here that nobody else can dismiss anybody and appoint anybody, unless Onyendu. For those that are claiming that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of DOS. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a member of DOS. He found DOS. And listen to this here. The chronicle of a saboteur of our time, aka the enemy at the gate. This particular section here, which is subsection of C, hierarchy structure. And he said in I, he said that every principal servant of indigenous people of Biafra, from unit coordinator up to the highest level of coordination must. Coordination mean including, doesn't matter, coordination, not coordinator, coordination. Mean it could be Chikedozie, it could be anybody, it could be deputy leader. Must. That's why you see that arrow pointing on the must. He said must adhere very strictly to this code of conduct by ensuring that they report in all cases. In all cases, he didn't say some cases, in all cases. And at all time to the immediate superior, except on a case of complaint against the immediate superior officer, in which case they shall send a written complaint to the next superior officer. But Chikedozie never allowed this to sell, going through the chain of command of IPOB. They bastardize it by interfering, by meddling. Madam Nyanya, you can see there, she's simply doing her job, which is to ensure that finance, you know, that's our finance there, say, to ensure that financial probate and transparency. The IPOB head of finance or treasurer shall have electronic access to all financial accounts set up internationally or nationally, either directly by IPOB or by its agent or representing. For those that are trying to make some bad move, Madam Nenya is in code of conduct her job. So we are not afraid of our enemies. But she's simply doing her job for your information. Just want to quickly run this before I stop. Now, the clown called Chinedu Collins. I just want to read you on this subsection B, General Rules of IPOB, which I've read before. But I want you to see clearly. Somebody should read this to Collins, please. That's why I put it up this way. All IPOB family members must maintain decorum. You know, but I hope you know what decorum means. Decorum means that he must be in accordance with IP. And even though somebody is fighting you, you must not respond to that person. We see people come to our protest. I'm the first CSO United Kingdom for one day. We never harass those even though they were against Onyendu. We never do it. They do come to our line, but you don't drive them away. It's a public setting. Even though they decide to come to a meeting, he will speak to them nicely. Yeah? So this particular subsection B, General Rules, is for Collins, for him to understand that IPOB actually, the code of conduct works. You know, so for me, and another thing here is Mazi Takano simply abiding on IPOB code of conduct by just highlighting the obvious dangers. If you listen to this particular, to our conclusion now, we see the arrow pointing down. He say all form of shape of bribery, corrupt or criminal activities, and practice are prohibited in IPOB. He said it is the duty of all IPOB members to expose such practice with irrefutable evidence. Anyone found indulging in this act shall be dismissed and expelled from IPOB worldwide. just like Currents has been. And Chikedoziem, we have evidence of them being indulged in criminality because they are diverting IPOB fund. That is a pure criminality. So this is what I wanted to run quickly with you guys. And just to let you know, because at the end of the day, I've stayed over 2 hours on this program. If I have time, I will come back before weekend. If not, next week I'm gonna do early program. But one thing I must say to every Biafran listening to the sound of my voice tonight, our leader is that big elephant in the room. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remain the arrowhead of IPOB. We do not have 2 leaders. Regardless the substitute they're peddling around, IPOB remain peaceful. ESN is formed because of necessity to protect our land. Our vigilantes, we don't have any arm of soldiers because China Sanwo with his own mouth brought what is happening in Biafra land. Some people have forgotten when he was saying that they're building different arms in the ESN, the ones that are going to arrest. None of you remember all these things now. Now he's one writing. Now these Zusojana have come down to match you toe to toe. Where are you with those people that say we're going to be arresting people? China Sanwo and Chikedoziem. You people are responsible for the mayhem going on in Biafra land. And all of you must be held accountable. Thank God, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in infinite mercy, 20 seconds he had in court. He said, and I quote, I want Biafra land to be peaceful. But still, you guys hell-bent. But because you have soiled your hand, the Chukwu does not let his own people down. So, my fellow comrade, thank you for listening to me. I'm going to put their voices for you to listen to, this evil man. And after that, that will be the end of this program. Thank you for listening, and good night from here. Day one.
Should suspend the sit at home. And I asked our people, those that I had discussion with, I said, but what is the reason? Did anyone give any reason why we should suspend it? And they said he didn't give a reason. And I asked them, but you tell me, what reason would I give Biafrans why I am suspending this sit at home when our demands has not been met? That was my question. I asked those both in DOS and those who were not in DOS that I had the opportunity to speak with. They were telling the news. I asked them, what will be the reason I have to give? And I think I'm trying to mix a little thing here, but the lawyers have not come back to us now. Now, this is before the night, the first day of it. So when I was asking them what is the reason they want us to suspend this thing, and they told me that we should use NECO as an excuse. I mean, we should use NECO because of the exam that the people are trying to hold. And I said, but NECO doesn't really, it's not a strong excuse to give the Biafrans why we should stop the sit at home. And I will be very, very frank. And I will take the responsibility. I haven't said it on air before because it's not, I don't come on air and I said, because there is no reason from our leader that we should stop this sit at home, that we are going to go ahead with the sit at home. And then we went ahead with the first sit at home. After we did the first sit at home, and it was a huge success, unbelievably successful. Then, after that same Monday after the sit at home, the lawyers had a visit again to Onyendu, and they now came back and said that Onyendu said we must suspend that sit at home. So that message came now the second time, and I said, okay, if Onyendu insists, after the evidence we have provided that this thing was successful and that our people were willing to do it, if he insists, I will suspend it. And I suspended it. That instruction came from Onyendu. And anybody who tells you otherwise is lying. And that's how I'll answer that question for you. Now,
when we mount up that pressure, everywhere started to panic. When we declare this sit at home,
we got a message from the leader that we should call off this sit at home. I don't want to go deep on people. There were people who played a very dangerous role against that sit at home for their own selfish interest. Because I expect you to come here to ask. When we put sit at home, you saw that you saw the people opposing the sit at home. You saw them. And you saw people who were giving them thumb up. It is that destruction they want in IPOB. It is to destroy and discredit the IPOB leadership. After due consultation with our leader, we went ahead, conducted the first sit at home that was carried around the world. Our leader continued to send message that the sit at home, we should call it off. The message continued to come. Everybody was reluctant to call it off. Why I'm explaining this thing is that at the end of the day, I want you who have supported because they sit at home Monday, our people have been voluntarily. When we announced the sit at home, we got messages. Even we are not normal. We know that that spoken word cannot be retrieved back. But the enemies of this struggle, they continue to attack the sit at home. They continue to bring excuses that NATO is coming. This one is coming. The university is 6 months on strike till now. They use it to blackmail the IPOB leadership, if you are not aware. Everywhere was that the Chike Doziem and Chinasaworu, they don't listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying. That they disobeyed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you are one of those people. I am making you a direct accusation. Some of you, like you, were part of the people carrying all this kind of rumor that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them to allow somebody to come on radio. They refused. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu told them to cancel the sit at home. They refused. I know this struggle. That word that I spoke, because it was in conformity in what the leadership agreed, and it was the best for the struggle. But you were there when people were blackmailing Chinasaworu and Chike Doziemo. It was to avoid saying that we disobey Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because we must always listen to him. Whether in the DSS
International.
Okay, yes. Go ahead.
Okay, and I was saying that I thank Sister that just spoke, especially again because at the last conclusion of her statement, said it all. She said it all because she said, I'm the second in command. I'm the second in command. The first in command is there. I cannot honestly be expected to take over the work of the first command. The first command is reachable. He is still in charge. And that is what I have been trying to let our people know. That is also what the enemy wants us to do. They want us to isolate our leader. Isolate him in the sense that believing that he's not in control. Oyendu is in control, and that is what we must push across. I am second in command. When there are issues that I can deal with immediately and deal with as second in command that does not need the input of Oyendu, I deal with them. Because I know he has taught me how to deal with those issues. But if there are so weighty issues that we need the first in command to make an input, I will act according to his instructions. And as I'm speaking to you, Oyendu is seized of the allegations about his head of finance. I know the instructions as he told me to carry out. Based on that, he has not asked me to remove anybody. And I cannot remove anybody because Oyendu, people are going around saying I said it on my broadcast. And I'm very disappointed. Are we deliberately trying to isolate him? Because that is what they want us to do. We must push it all the time that the Onyendu is in charge. That is what scares our enemy. If we reduce his authority, we are putting him in danger. And I cannot be part of that. So until he tells me in that very serious allegation, very serious matter, that he appointed the head of finance and taking into account that these allegations have been there before he got this issue that he has now. He was already aware of it. He hasn't acted on them. And up to now, he hasn't asked me to act on them. I don't think it's reasonable for me to act without his authority. I can't do that. That is why I'm a very, very simple, obedient, follower. That is how it is. I know where my responsibility lie. I know where my duties lie. I know where I am expected to act, and in those areas, be rest assured that I will act. Where the input of Onyendu is needed, I will wait for his input before I act. We are here also, we may disagree on that, but that is my outlook of this whole situation. I have been in this movement.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
To court. With the state of the mind you have seen our leader, do you think our leader is not capable of making any decision? Something he sees may affect him or affect the struggle. That's number one. Number two, the IPOB leadership is not taking orders. Every order. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing is to...
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Times are different with the time we are in. The kind of detention somebody is equating to that you don't take orders is the time when messages passes from one hand to another before it gets to the leader. Now, we have been in this struggle. We work with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Ask the lawyers. There are messages, if they bring it, we told them this message is not what we expect. That means the message might be diluted. We now use our brain and decode the remaining things we have to do. That is why we are...
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
There are many people who have refused to respect and obey this IPOB structure. Some people went home. They said, because it's only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu I will respect. When he is out, I will come out. But let me give you a message. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also take advice from the IPOB leadership. We do advise each other when we have things. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is somebody who takes advice. Put in your mind, you have closed every door to even work with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because I know when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out, you go to him and tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because you were not there, I didn't want to work. And if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tell me to work with you, I will tell Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I won't work with you. Because if in your absence, you don't respect the leadership, you don't work with anybody in the leadership. Now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out, you come to work with the leadership. We won't work with you. It's as simple as ABCD. And he will understand our stand. Because you can't insult. We are building a nation. We are building a country, an institution. Now at the end of the day, if Mazi Nnamdi, what if Biafra comes today? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu retire. That he said he don't want to be the leader. A new leader emerge. You say you won't respect that place only. Then you go home and you sleep and close your mouth shut. It is stupidity and the ignorance. Anybody opening his mouth anywhere and say, I don't listen to anybody, only Mazi Nnamdi. You are stupid. When you are making such comment, it doesn't show that you love Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That does not what it means. It shows how stupid and selfish and ignorant you are. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not only him, it's IPOB. It's not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that it is the IPOB made Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu lead IPOB to the glory also. Trying to say only when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out, you come back to the struggle, that is for you. Remember, most of you, we have marked many of you. There are some of you who have, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had problem. I'm not asking you to respect me. I don't need respect from you. Respect the institution. Respect the structure of IPOB. Some of you who come and talk rubbish on social media talk, you are not even up to my younger sisters. You are not even up to my younger sisters. Some of you not even up to my younger brothers. You are not even up to my cousins. People who respect us. We have a lot of people who respect us. You are nobody. But you come, you put your mouth, because talk is free. You come, you demonize the leadership. You think tomorrow, if when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out, you come, you say, because that time Mazi Nnamdi, that time you go and walk in the office of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If he takes you, you walk there. If he don't take you, you take your bag and go home and sit. Biafrans and all the lovers of freedom, we have stayed very long on this program. I did.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
There are things we can praise the pot in everything we scatter. Yes. But as we are planning it also, we take, sometimes we do inform our leader also. We say, wait. But there is a time we also, because we don't want what happened during the sit-at-home order to repeat itself. We don't want an order we will give now, the enemies will, and we feel it may be too early. We don't want to do it based on what, because of these enemies, infiltrators. Let me tell you something. This thing we are doing, if we don't handle it very well, because that is what the government wants us to do. When we just mention, you will see they will use anybody. You saw what happened in the sit-at-home. You saw it. You saw it that just to announce something for the benefit of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, because he was not listening. You saw it. You saw his brothers came out, issued their own press release. You saw, this is what they are waiting for. They came to counter all the effort and that pronouncement. What people don't understand, they were fighting a wrong fight. That pronouncement, that the same day I made that pronouncement, one thing people don't know is this. I didn't make that pronouncement by my own power. But somehow I was asked to always go on radio to speak to our people. And that was the time I was given that instruction. And the moment I pour out that word, it becomes like waking even when we want to call it off, the members of the DOS was saying we cannot call this thing off. But it's because of the pressure, putting pressure on Onyendu, and at the end of the day, is the sit-at-home not heading to 1 year? People capitalize on it.
Biafra Alpha Power Media International. Biafra Alpha Power Media International.
Because it really proves to be that way. I don't want ever say that. I want every evidence. Because see, because you see that what's about the IKECHUKWU.
And where every evidence he goes that now he nege me onye ndu no IKECHUKWU. Can you imagine? Hi, alwe man.
And the offense should
all reaction of human being. All human reaction. And if a man like this, how a human being should react.
Yes.
Is how we are reacting. But all the muka, spiritually, all the muka, he also yeah. Yes. Also, I think so too. And all the yes, and all the muka, or what came back at in that thing. But at this stage, what the thing is. As at this stage, yes. Yes, all time. Yes. Although all the mega able as in
HDM.
Yeah.
You see, kind of check.
That is the way it looks like.
You see, that is.
I will talk on this tomorrow. Because I will talk on this tomorrow because I'm from the reason why. I'm from the reason why this kind of normal go anybody that this kind of tree. Or just first one is Zoya, so just second one.
Zoya.
Yeah?
Zoya. Ogwaro anybody.
If I such people that they report only to him, they don't report to HOD. Yes. How can you create departments who are supposed to report to HOD? The same as
Chai. Oh, blame on you. Chai. Oh, Mel.
Oh, yeah, with the team.
Oh, yeah, with the team. Oh, yeah, with it. Oh, yeah, I'm not job.
Oh, yeah, with the team.
Who
is coming there to report to you? Oh, yeah, with the problem.
Chai. I don't know.
Create a structure. Come here and maintain that structure. So when you report to what you know ahead of you. Get somebody report it to me direct. Report to me direct if you make it. Well, all any age here. You have few people to go this message for him.
Sure.
Yeah? And we were not feeling too much, my brother. Before I
Biafra Alpha Power Media International.